What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm out here with the Wright velke 48-inch walk behind mower, and today I got a video for you guys on how to install the X2 velke. Just picked this up from Chagrin Pet and Garden, so thank you to Todd at Chagrin Pet and Garden. He hooked me up with the X2 velke, the updated version, and he also hooked me up with a grass gobbler to help with my cleanouts and bagging grass and stuff like that. So again, my new landscapers, you more experienced guys, you guys know this already, but for my new landscapers, walk behinds, velkes, grass gobblers are awesome tools to help you guys get the jobs done faster. This is my first commercial mower. As you guys know, it's a Wright velke 48-inch walk behind mower. It is a hydro. So far I love this thing, but I'll get into all of that in a different video of my review of this walk behind mower and long-term review of it. But today, like I said, we got the X2 velke, two-wheel velke sulky going on the Wright walk behind mower, excuse me. I do have a Checkmate lawn striping kit on this mower. It's beautiful stripes. Even without this, the mower creates beautiful stripes, but this Checkmate Big League Lawns Checkmate just adds so much more depth and just awesome looking, as we landscaping guys call stripe porn, which is basically the stripes in the yard that going against the grain and with the grain that the mower creates as it vacuums up the grass, cuts it, and then lays it back down. This is just another tool to help you guys do that. So newbies, that's another thing, good tip to help you guys create better stripes in your yard. But then the straightness is all on you. But again, coming back to the two-wheel velke sulky, this is the X2 version. They do also have a one-wheel sulky, but as you guys know, I don't really like that, and a lot of guys don't like it. A lot of landscapers don't like it because it creates that single stripe down your mower stripe. So you got your regular mower stripe that your blades and the suction of the mower creates underneath the deck, and the two wheels that you're rolling on, or the four wheels actually that you're rolling on, creates that stripe. And then if you have a one-wheel sulky, it just creates that single stripe down the middle, and a lot of guys don't like that, and neither do I. So I went for the two-wheel sulky, and I'll explain that a little bit more in detail in another video probably after this. But here are some of the tools that you guys will need for this job. I have a ratcheting screwdriver, and also a shorty screwdriver works very well. It's a Phillips head. They are Phillips head screws that you need to take off the bottom lower metal fairing piece here that I'll show you guys in a second. But here is one of the bolts, actually, the Phillips head bolts that goes up underneath there. But you will need a ratchet as well for the bolts here. You may need two ratchets actually, or you can use some wrenches, but I also have a Milwaukee Fuel. I love using this thing. It just makes my jobs go a lot more smoother. I use this to change my blades too. Zip them off, zip them on, and we good to go, rolling again. That's the beauty of landscaping that a lot of landscapers want. They want that real quickness, efficient, get it done fast, but do it good. So you can get on to your next yard or do whatever you're doing to keep on rolling and making money. But enough of me blabbing here. I'll show you guys how to start this job. In the box, your velke X2 will come in about 3 pieces. It'll come in your mounting plate piece, it'll come in your swing arm piece, and it'll come in your platform with your two wheels on top. You do have to grease your wheels. They do have grease ports on both sides of the wheels. These tires are rated for 24 psi. I went ahead and checked. I have my little Ryobi handheld air compressor right there that I went ahead and checked already the tire pressure and added just a little bit of air pressure to the tires. I'm not a big heavy set guy. I'm 195, so I didn't need a whole lot of air in here or anything like that, but doing what the recommendations say. Didn't go all the way to 24. I think I'm at around 22-ish PSI, which is what my gauge said on that Ryobi. But it'll come in 3 pieces. You'll have to put the wheels on the platform, then you have to load the swing arm onto the actual platform, and then you're going to mount up your mounting plate to the actual mower. So now let's get over here to the actual mower itself and show you guys where these screws are. So for you guys that don't know how to get this bottom plate off, you have to take this bottom plate off of your Wright velke mower to access all 3 of these holes so that you can hold a wrench or a ratchet on the back end of these bolts right here to be able to screw them on correctly and to mount your plate. So these 2 holes right here, one here, that is where these Phillips head screws are. So all you're going to do is take your ratcheting screwdriver, or I use my little stubby screwdriver here, put it up in there, unscrew that one, and then your plate should slide right off. So you take that, set that aside. Next step here, guys, is the actual mounting plate. Since we have our bottom metal piece here off to be able to access our holes from the back side with our ratchet. On the actual mount itself, it gives you 4 holes to choose from. On the Wright velke, there's only 3 holes, but this is basically giving you the option to either lower your velke X2 or lift it up or raise it up. I'm going to go with the higher setting just to make sure and give myself a little bit more clearance on my customer's yard so that I don't tear up any of their yards if I back the mower up and I have a high point or on a hill or anything like that. So I'm going to use the bottom 3 holes on my actual mount. Okay guys, now bringing you in here a little closer. This is what your mounting bracket is going to look like mounted up to your mower here. You see that they only give you 4 bolts. So what I did here is that I used the bottom hole and I used the one right underneath the top hole. So bottom hole, skip one, and then use that next hole. And again, remember, I want my velke X2 raised up a little bit just so that when I'm backing I don't tear up any of my customer's grass. It gives me a little bit more clearance and a little less worry, so I'm raising mine up. But now it's time to go ahead and put your nuts on the back side of the plate to be able to go ahead and throw a ratchet, or in my case my Milwaukee, go ahead and zip these on. With a little bit of trial and error here, guys, I found out that you will not be able to get a ratchet on the back side of your frame here to be able to hold your nuts while you ratchet down these screws here. So you're actually going to be hitting your belt. So I'll try to get a little shot of this from underneath. But the belt here is basically what you're going to be hitting, so you won't be able to fit a ratchet right here. So hopefully you guys can see that. So what's best to use to get back there is just a regular wrench. I have a ratcheting wrench right here, which will work out perfectly for getting back here in a little tight area. So that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to use my wrench to hold these nuts on. And I'm going to go ahead and use my Milwaukee to zip from up front. Now you can, if you don't have a Milwaukee like I do, you can then use your ratchet for the up front portion right here. Okay guys, now we got our nuts hand screwed on, or hand tightened on the back side of the frame here on the Wright velke mower. So now we're going to go ahead and hold our wrench on the nut on the back side, and then for me, use my Milwaukee to go ahead and zip these tight. Or if you don't have an electric ratchet like I do, go ahead and just use your regular manual ratchet. It'll do the job just fine. We have our mounting bracket all tightened and hooked up on here to our frame of the mower. So now it's ready to go ahead and stick the swing arm onto the actual mount itself. So all you're going to do is slide your pin through. I am going to use my inner hole here on the actual mount itself. It has 2 holes, one here and one here. I'm going to use this back hole here. I'm just going to see what that looks like with the checkmate, and if it's going to be really close to my checkmate, I'm going to basically just use this and move my whole Velke X2 here back further so it can clear my launch striper. And just so you know, guys, there's going to be 2 prongs here, 1, 2. They go right here in these circles right here, or these slots. That's what it looks like here. Both are through the slots. Out on the other side. Now, so this can stay locked in here, we just put our pin through it. So now we got our Velke X2 on. That is how it mounts up. I have clearance with my launch striper. Good and sturdy. Make sure it moves good. Up and down function. Good. And on these Velkes, they do come with the latch here, which is good. Love this, that the Wright Velke came with this, so for you, so that you can latch, so that you can latch a Velke right up to it and store it when you're transporting, going to your next yard. But thank you guys for watching. That is how you install the X2 Velke on a Wright walk-behind mower. Like that it's black. Maybe would have been cool and maybe if it was yellow, but I do like the black a lot better just because I know it's going to get dirty, and the yellow would obviously start to look like this a little bit, even though this still looks good. This is still pretty much a brand new mower. So that's it, guys. Just wanted to show you guys how easy it is to install a Velke. Not much to it except for knowing that you have to take off that plate at the bottom here on these Velkes, and then just putting it back on when you're done with your job. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.